What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another solo Leveling Arise video. It's your boy Payne. Happy Sunday, everybody. We are gonna do a brand new Hunter tier list with our girl ISLA being added to the roster. Now, if you know, or if you don't know, we already updated the most recent one with GINA in it, and we've got some changes to make because some people actually got buffed, and you may see somewhat of a difference. So let's get into it and talk a little bit about who is in this game and who you want to use at the moment in the current state. Now remember, Thomas Andre, I just want to make this clear, something has been announced for Thomas Andre on the 11th of November. A lot of people think it's a release date. I personally think it's just more information coming about him on that day. I still think they're going to give you 2 weeks because they promised no more double banners. Who knows, right? We'll see what happens, but I'm wondering and I'm curious just like the rest of you. So this will obviously be updated with him when the testing is done. But we've done a ton of testing with ISLA. So let's get with it. Let's talk about the useless characters first. We're going to go back to Park and our boy Joe. Just always know these guys are going to sit here. They're useless. SRs are not getting any buffs. They're not getting any love. The only thing they're getting extra now that they weren't getting before are their Hunter SSR weapons, which for some people are just as useless as the Hunters themselves. So unfortunately, it's going to continue going this route. So we got Kim, we got Song, and then we're going to add the other Song, both songs in here, just to kind of give you guys a little bit of, can be useful once in a while, mostly for BOT with heavy windbreak, for extra ads, recovery, reduction, shit like that, like things you're not really going to care about, right? Kang used to be good, but now he sucks because Bleed is becoming more and more useless, hence why they gave SM Beck more utility. Jolie's still pretty good, or Joey's still pretty good. I mean, you can keep her there, but we're gonna move them up and, or sorry, bring them down a little bit. We're gonna be a little more critical. Yeah, he's gonna stay there as well too. Kim's also gonna join, as well as Dongpoo's brother. All right, so there you guys go. That rounds up all the SSRs. There are only 3 SSRs that are actually worth having. So A rank, so you guys are understanding, is very good, aka Choi can't crit. This is where Choi is going to sit until they decide to let him do something more useful besides being a defense stripping burn mechanic unit. He's still not bad, but he's absolutely garbage at the same time. So Choi can't crit. This is going to be the category where he will sit until they decide to do something with him, and hopefully they will one day. Alongside with him, our boy Dongpoo. That's right, Dongpoo will continuously sit here as well. And Yun Beck, aka Michael Jordan wannabe Airtime, Mr. Airtime himself, is actually better than this guy because he has defense down and better, and obviously has breaks. But the animation speed is so freaking long still, guys. I can't get over how bad that is. They just need to speed that up, and I know that's rewriting an entire character's whole kit, not necessarily kit, but animations to make them go faster. But dude, you take way too long. Now, alongside here, we're going to put Nam in here, and we're going to put Park Hee-jun. Now, we're going to throw Anna up here because she's becoming more and more useful in every single content because of her new SSR weapon, allowing more defense shredding. She pretty much defense shred with poison and this up to 20%, pretty much what Choi does with his A5 weapon. So, super easy to get, but she's going to be the only SSR right now, I would say, that's more viable than the rest because of the content that's currently released out there, okay? We're going to put Sun here as well. Where are you, girl? My ex-wife right there. Quite honestly, GINA and Hansimi are also going to go in here. So there's body paint and hands in my pants. Where are you? Right there. We'll put Anna back here. We'll put Saw back here. Honestly, great support units. Very niche, unfortunately, with Hansimi. She's going to be pretty much Mirei's #1 companion. Unfortunately, because of that reasoning, she doesn't play as well with everybody else because her kit is so specific to Wind and Mirei. And then GINA, just unfortunately no content to really use her in at the moment outside of, she's a really good buffer, don't get me wrong, but just there's better ones out there right now, so we're gonna put her there and she's gonna remain. Min, I'm gonna put him back in Broken again. He's still not triple S anymore in my opinion. I think he's being overshadowed by a lot of the newer units coming out, so we're gonna keep him there. Lee Bora gonna join that squad. Min will be a little bit over her obviously on that one. Yusayun still, I don't want to give her triple S because she doesn't deserve it. She's still the best fire DPS in the game. Unfortunately though, because fire sucks so much, it's hard to give her that credit. I will put Emma in front of her because Emma's still a better unit overall for fire in my opinion, and that should square out everybody except for 2 more units here. We got our boy Lim, who actually moved up a slot, believe it or not. He will now be in the broken section. Since his update, he actually does do incredible damage. The only problem with Lim is the fact that he just doesn't break as well as Harper in the dark category, so Harper has that edge on him, even though they will be hand in hand now in terms of their actual combat damage abilities. And I'm going to throw Woon here as well. Woo's come a long way, guys. He used to be the worst SSR in the game. Now he's moved up and become much, much better. So that rounds out your SS broken characters that currently exist in the game. Now let's go over the Triple S God tier. You guys are probably aware of who this is going to be, obviously, with who's left. This is I have to admit, has come a long way. The Dark team was one of the worst teams in the game, and now they're quickly becoming one of the more dominant teams. Okay, so let's start off with who belongs where. So Alicia, still amazing character. I would put her there. Harper, I would say best breaker in the game next to Gun He, so definitely deserves to be up here. Gun He, top dog, bro. Top dog. This G cannot. You can't beat Gun He, bro. Seriously, just does everything well, and it's one of the most reliable characters for survivability. Unbelievably well put together. And a lot of people, I'm gonna tell you guys now, if they build Thomas anything like Gun He, we're in for a treat, because when we all saw Gun He, a lot of us were disappointed in his kit and we all thought he was gonna suck, and then he came out and proved everybody wrong. So Netmarble, if you're watching, I know you said you put a lot of love and like your time into creating your love and soul, I think is what you guys said, specifically in the Korean live stream, integrating Thomas Andre into what he's going to be, the first national hunter who's coming out. I know, I'm confident that he's going to be the best character in the game. Gun He still, to me, in my opinion, the most useful character in the game, because he does everything. Literally, debuffs, buffs, shields, breaks, damage. He's usually top 3 in the list of damage dealers. So you can't go wrong with him. All right, now with the existing buffs that occurred, I'm going to put Charlotte right here, and I'm going to put SM Beck right around here. Okay, so SM Beck buffs, guys, if you haven't checked it out, I did the testing for you and I showed you the numbers on both a hybrid build as well as a full attack build. SM Beck is now actually doing as much damage as Charlotte from an AI perspective. Now, when it comes down to manual, it can be argued who's better, all right, in terms of damage. Because if you're a good player with SM Beck, you could technically probably keep up with Charlotte, or maybe even beat her. As a matter of fact, SM Beck could be top 2 DPS in the game for where it stands, but also the same thing can be said about Charlotte if you are smart about the way you handle her ultimates, timing them and double stacking them, doing the proper setups. You could also do insane burst damage. So here's how I treat them. They're 1 and 2 in my opinion right now in terms of Dark. You can go this way or this way. It doesn't really matter how you want to look at it. We'll just go like this for fun right now. But she's definitely better burst. Overall burst damage, and burst, if you don't know what the terminology burst is, if you want to do big chunks of damage real quick, versus sustainable damage, which is damage over time, where you just, with longer fights, he's just going to be stronger, because she won't be able to keep up with the amount of dots damage that he does due to the length of the fight, right? Because he has a bleed and of course the curse of the beast. So very, very, very impressed with the improvements they made with him. So very happy about that. Okay, Mei Lin, yeah, can't ignore her. Best, I would say, second best buffer in the game. Cha, I would say right around here. Could even be technically here with Gun He in the spot. The reason why I will put her down just a tad bit is because she does rely on Gun He to do a lot of damage. If Gun He isn't around with his weapon, she falls off. If he is there with the weapon, she's second best to third best DPS. So I'm gonna put her right around, yeah, we'll put her here for now, because most people will have Gun He. If not, then just consider her right around here. Okay, guys, let's go. At least I'm gonna put Mei Lin over here. We're gonna go with Isla. So Isla is in fact the best buffer in the game. She's not the best DPS buffer, but she's the best overall buffer. She does everything. She shields, she heals, she does damage increase, she does buffs that you need for damage reduction, she does dark damage up, etc. Right? So she makes pretty much every dark unit better, except for SM Beck, unfortunately, because of the amount that she heals. But she definitely deserves to be considered the best buffer in the game. And I showed you guys testing where I compared her to Mei Lin as well, and she did just as much offensive buffs as Mei Lin did, plus added a defensive, so nobody ever died, right? So absolutely deserves it, even with the RNG, especially at A3 and A5. She's incredible. So we'll put that there. And of course, Mireille right over here. I'm gonna put Mireille, yeah, we'll put Mireille number 1 still. Still the best DPS in the game. By far. I would say by far. Fairly high. So, I mean, you could also go like this, technically this, or this, and this. Hell, you can even do this for most players. But with raw DPS, when it comes down to raw DPS, Mireille takes the cake if you have A5. I just got my A5, and she by far hits harder than everybody else with worse gear and worse stats. So Mirai will still sit at the queen as the queen of DPS, but is the biggest glass cannon. I'm talking about worse than SMBek. SMBek now has a massive shield that protects him. She does not stand a chance. If she gets hit once, it's game over. She pretty much gets spanked back to school. Stop skipping school, bitch. No, I'm kidding. So yeah, that is pretty much the tier list, guys. Let me know what you guys think. If you have any comments or questions. Sorry, guys. Two things I wanted to do here real quick. Min goes there. Libra goes here. And I will put her there. I think that makes the most amount of sense right there. All right, so there you guys have it. That is the full list. I hope you guys agree. If you don't, let me know in the comment section what you don't agree with, and we'll go from there. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.